Welcome back to another episode of the Speak Loud podcast. We are on the road once again, as you see, if you're watching the video version. If you're listening to audio, well then, I just told you, we are on the road again. And you might hear some road noise. It's my little caveat I always give to you. But I have my best friend. My best friend. If you watched one episode
Your
or two
lover.
episodes ago, my lover, yes. If you watched a couple episodes ago, we kind of introduced Laura, my wife and business partner in Speak Loud Group, and all of our other adventures that we're working on and doing. But she's back in today. We did an episode kind of in between, but she's back in again today, and she had an awesome idea. She was like, what if we took some like common misconceptions or questions or things that we hear all the time from a like marketing, advertising standpoint, like things that people either think that are not true or that we have to kind of baby step or walk them through. Again, misconceptions, that kind of thing. So that's what we are going to...
Kind of like Mythbusters?
Kind of like Mythbusters. Yeah. But again, like I've told y'all before about the podcast, like we try to bring you like real life things. These are conversations that we're actually having and problems that we're actively trying to solve or help solve. It's just real stuff. It's not, made up in the clouds type stuff. So I thought this was a great idea that Laura came up with. And we went through a list of a lot of like, what do we want to limit it down to for the sake of just time on the podcast? And, we may have to make it a 2-3 part series, or we do this from time to time. But so here's how it's going to work. Laura is going to kind of read off the myth or question or obstacle or whatever it may be. And then I'm going to do my best to try to respond to those things, and then we're going to kick some of it back to Laura because she has insight on some of those things as well. So without further ado, Miss Masters hat today, both of us wearing some golf apparel. This is
one of my favorite
TBD on this one over here. We can't tell you too much about it yet, but let's kick it off.
That's for future topics.
Yes.
All right. So let's go. Question number 1. Boosting a post is the same as running ads on Meta, or kind of like that ads don't work. So boosting a post is the same as running an ad.
So kind of twofold there, right? Like everyone knows that there's like buttons on Meta that's like boost this post or whatever. That is the same. The question is that the same as running an ad campaign?
Or they assume it's the same.
Or I've tried ads, they don't work. We get this, I hear this all the time, whether it is in a class that we're teaching, or it's a client that is interested or a potential client that's interested in stuff, and they're like, well, we've tried ads before and they don't work. Here is my answer to that, is I usually tell them, who was running your ads that made you determine they were not working? Were you running those ads? Was someone else running those ads? Give me a little bit of insight. And, usually they're like, we were running them, or an agency was running them. Okay, awesome. So like, what were the analytics behind the ad campaign? Where were you targeting? What was your creative? How many times did you rotate creative and targeting and demographics? And they're like, yeah, you lost me at creative. They don't have any idea. Even if they were working with an agency, they don't know what was working, what wasn't working. And the agency they were working with probably wasn't doing a very good job. If they were not pushing them to come up with more creative or improve the offer, if they ultimately were not seeing anything from their ad campaign, then there should have been changes made. There should have been tweaks made. And if the agency didn't make that decision to make those swaps and changes and updates and optimizations, or the client running their own stuff didn't know to do that, then you cannot say the ads don't work if you weren't running a proper ad. If you weren't running a campaign that was effective and doing the things that need to be done to cause it to be effective, then it's really difficult to say that it wasn't working, if that makes sense. So yes, number one, they work. Number two, they work for all industries and all verticals. I believe certain placements are better for certain industries. If you compare like Google ads, LinkedIn ads versus Meta ads, I think there are some that perform better on certain ones. So that's kind of what I'll end that with. No, and the second part there was, is boosted post the same thing as an ad campaign? No. hell no is the real response. Because, Meta makes it easy for people that don't know really what they're doing in terms of ads to quote
spend money.
To spend money. I was going to say to run ads, and we really don't even want to say that because you're not really
They
even
love
running.
your money.
They love your money, and Mark Zuckerberg wants to spend it in his pocket. And so they make it really easy for you to go boost post, and like you click boost post, and it's like, what do you want to do? Oh, I want more messages, or I want followers, or traffic, or whatever it is, like real low-hanging fruit stuff. And how much do you want to spend? $20, $100, whatever. And then it gives you like base targeting. No, that is not in theory. By the actual definition, yes, you are running an ad, but it is not the same thing as you going into Ads Manager inside of Meta Business Suite and launching Ads Manager and fully building out an actual campaign that defines exactly what you want your objective to be, exactly what type of conversion you want, exactly where you want that conversion to happen on Meta, on your website, in messengers, lead forms, and then ultimately the tracking that goes behind that of like, what are my metrics? How many people did I reach? How many converted? How many didn't convert? It's like the most watered down version of running an ad that you could possibly do. And I would almost tell you, if that's all you're going to do, save your money. And I'm one that I'm very vocal about it. It's like, it's the same as like, honestly, you putting an ad in a newspaper or in a magazine and thinking it is going to change your business. It's like, I would rather see you save your money. I would rather see those people invested into actual like Meta ads, because it will reach so many more people and it's trackable. And it's just, I think it's a huge challenge. It's a misconception of, well, I am running ads, and you're really not. You're just letting Facebook take your money. So if you're not going to run real ads through Ads Manager, then ideally hire someone like us that you trust and let them do that for you. Or if you want to, here's a shameless plug. You want to know more about Meta ads, join the Speak Loud Academy, because we teach actual building of Facebook ads inside of there. So that's an option for you too. So I hope that explained it very well. I'm trying to get faster on some of these because y'all know I nerd out on ads. I'm sorry. Yes,
long-winded, but that's okay. I will say too, though, I'm big on data and analytics, and so if you're not seeing those, if you're not seeing those numbers, or if they're not being provided to you, it may be something that you want to reach out and ask for, because any great marketing company can provide those to you, and probably should be on a frequent basis.
Anyway, I think it's a good point, because sometimes they don't know if it's working or not.
Sure.
And so I think reaching out to your agency, because we have clients on all ends of that spectrum. We have some that they really nerd out on analytics and they want to see them all the time, and then we have some that are like, I'll never open this, so stop cluttering my inbox.
A waste.
But if you want it, you reach out to those people and ask them those questions.
Sure.
Okay, next.
All right, number 2.
Yep.
I don't have time for social media. What would you say to somebody, a business owner, or anybody really, that tells you they don't have time for social media? Talk to me about that.
Well, I'm gonna kick some of this back over to you, because you do a lot of organic stuff for a lot of our clients. But
I do.
Here's like top level. You saying you don't have time for social media it is like, to me, it's the worst excuse on the planet. And it sometimes frustrates me when I hear people say that they don't have time, because like saying you don't have time for social media is like saying you don't have time for payroll.
Well, true.
Or you don't have time for like anything. Like it's such a huge piece and low-hanging fruit part of anyone's business plan, and should be. And here's the thing, is like, if they don't have the time and they're like, I don't have time, if you genuinely don't have the time, then your business should be doing well enough that you can hire somebody.
I agree with that. Also, I'll say too that if you say you don't have time, let's dive a little deeper into that. So if you don't have time, why? Is it because you're expecting perfection? Is it because you want to sit down and edit a video for 3.5 hours before you post it? That's not necessary. Sometimes just post it. It can be video from your phone. It can be a quick interview with one of your employees, or something that you throw together in one of these platforms that is appropriate for social media. You want a graphic or something like that, AI, it just depends. I don't want to go too deep into AI, because I think people go crazy with it. You can definitely tell it's AI, and so it's too convoluted and you can't read it because the text is too small and all that. Anyway, but it can be as simple as that, and you can simplify it too. So just post it.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think that people, in general, across the board, everything,
Yeah.
they overcomplicate it, or it's when they say they don't have time, it's because exactly what you said. It's maybe a lack of knowledge
Yeah.
of like they don't know how to quickly edit, or they don't know that like, oh, this is actually good enough to just go and post. We hear a lot of things on the internet, and a lot of people make comments, and experts position themselves and say you should be doing this and all that, and like, sure, there's probably some legitimacy to it. I think there is. I mean, obviously we talk about, hey, this is what people should be doing, and we try to do our best to be honest, but like you can overwhelm yourself with that. Like, we're not saying go from nothing to 7 posts a day. We're saying go from nothing to 3 posts a week. And then get it up to 5 posts, and then 7 posts, and then maybe you're actually posting once or twice a day because you have started to reap the benefits and see the reward from what you're doing. But it really does. I'll go back to that. Is like, it is to me, when people say that they don't have time for something, you either genuinely don't have time because you are seeing a measure of success that you should be reinvesting into your business to fill those voids of the things that you are not good at, or you're simply saying that like, it's either you don't have time or you don't care.
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion. It's like,
and essentially marketing. Social media is, I want to say free marketing, but it is.
Yes.
Like organic social media, you're just taking a photo, throwing some copy or text in there and posting it.
Well, this day and age, and I don't want to say like this generation because then I sound like an old geezer or whatever, which I'm getting there, right? But like,
got a few grays. I cover mine.
Yeah, got a few grays. But like this generation of like business owners, and I don't care if they're the older side of the generation or the younger side, like they have these tools and resources that are available to them that people didn't have before.
Yeah.
Like you were in the yellow pages, or you had money for a billboard, radio advertisements. Like that's all you had. You knocked on doors. Like that's all you had. Now, like you have the ability, like you take out your phone out of your pocket.
You could essentially reach the world.
Hey guys, and you create this content that's like, oh, this is what they do. Like you have it's such a lever that people can use, and it just goes out to the internet, to everybody. And it's crazy to me, any business, I don't care what it is, that would make the decision to like, I don't have time for social media.
I will say that consistency.
So stop it and do it.
Consistency is key too. It doesn't have to be 7 a day, but 3 a week, 4 a week, 5 a week.
Stick with it.
Just stick with it, keep going, and you will see it pay off. Yep. All right, let's go to number 3.
Sounds
number
good.
3. SEO is dead because of AI. That's your question. Is SEO dead because of AI?
I love this question. I think I've talked about this one.
You've got 2 minutes.
Yeah, so. I need to just cover it. Okay, no. Next.
No. Give me a little bit more.
I'll elaborate a little bit more. And I could probably fight with some experts over this because there's people that'll say different things, and I think that's just because they want you to buy their course. But no, SEO is not dead because of AI or AEO, as some want to call it. If anything, SEO has just become more important. It might have changed a little bit, but SEO has always been like, if someone is, let's take AI completely out of it, if someone is Google searching you or searching for the thing that you do, if they are in need of a plumber and they go to Google and they say best plumbers near me, top plumbers near me, top rated plumbers near me, all Google is doing is trying to find a website that connects those dots. Who is the top rated plumber in this area? Who's the number 1 rated plumber? And they're trying to connect those dots. That's all Google has ever done. Now you have this other person, AI, that's in the mix, that if you ask AI a question, AI is going to the same freaking internet that we've always used, and it's asking these questions to itself. And it's going, who is the top rated plumber in the area? So like all of the things that we've always done with traditional SEO, which is like keyword implementation on your website, titles, headers, like all the things that you would normally do, blog entries, things like that, that is all still relevant when it comes to AI. The major thing that has changed is that with AI, it is so, they're queries. So they're inquisitive. People are asking questions and they're having a conversation. So here's the question I'll leave you with, and then we'll move on to the next question. On your website, with your SEO plan, are you answering the questions that people are asking about what you do? That's simple. If you are a plumber, are you answering questions about plumbing? What to do in this situation? How to fix this? How much does this cost? Are you answering the actual questions that people are asking on the internet? Because if you are, AI will connect you to those people. It's that simple.
I guess AI works with.
It works with SEO. It's just, to me, it's actually made SEO even more important. Whereas some people were slacking on SEO, I think it's made it even more important. I think everyone should be doing significant SEO.
Got it. Yep.
Got it. Good.
All right.
Yep, move on.
Number 4, digital ads work immediately. Like you hit the go button, go.
Yeah.
Right now.
And this was
2 seconds later.
Look, I'll say say this is partially true. This is true and not true. And
Why?
the reason I'll say it is partially true is because compared to other types of advertising, I will say that digital ads are much quicker in terms of like ramp up time. Like SEO. SEO is a form of marketing, not so much a form of advertising, but it takes a while. Like you're implementing keywords and da-da-da-da-da. Organic, you're gonna have to like shoot content, post to see that incremental climb. Whereas digital ads, you get like the approval on creative and the flow funnel, whatever it's going to be, and then you hit go live. There's a small like pending approval process, and then the thing is live, and it can realistically generate leads the same day that it goes live.
Sure.
So in theory, yes, but the reality is, and what we tell every single one of our clients that come on is like, give us we're looking for a 90-day window, a 90-day window to really refine. Not that you're not going to get leads or phone calls for 90 days. It's like we're building a system. We're building a system that you don't have and you've never had, and we're targeting an audience that you don't know who they are. You only can tell us like our city, that's who we want to target. We're building an actual marketing and advertising machine that does not happen overnight. So realistically, if you're working with us or you're working with somebody else, be realistic. If you've never invested in this type of level of advertising, I would tell you to give it a year, but I know some of you would like call me crazy for that and be like, what are you saying? Like invest in my business? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, some of you would say that. So give it 3 months, give it 6 months, and let someone that is a professional let it show you what it can actually do. The last thing I ever want to see our client or anybody else do is start to invest in their marketing and advertising and then quit too soon. Like, or they start to see some measure of result and they're like, oh, we got like 6 phone calls, but we're really hoping for 50, so we don't think this is going to work out. Well, like, other side of that is 2 weeks later, optimizations would have hit a stride, inquiries would have went up, like all the things. And that's what I never want a client to see. At the end, we just want to see businesses win. So don't give up on it, because yes, it can work. Just don't think it's going to be some magic sauce that all of a sudden overnight your business is up 30 or 40%. And connect your ad spend to it too, right? If I'm spending $200 a month in ad spend, but I'm expecting to see this crazy 200% increase in my business, be realistic. I'll just add that little caveat on there. Go ahead, next one.
All right.
Do you have anything to add there, Laura, about anything?
I'll say it's kind of like anything else. I mean, if you have for instance, you have 50 pounds to lose, you're not going to lose it in 2 days. Yeah. So give it time. It's like you're trying to build muscle, especially glutes. I've learned here recently, or over the past couple of years, it takes time.
Might take a minute.
Professional will tell you it takes time. So anything that you do, you want done well. It takes time.
Yep, I agree. That's good.
All right. My business is boring. I have a good example for this one, but I'll let you kick it off. So one of the excuses for well, I'll get you the exact numbers because I know it's probably increased since overnight.
What was the question?
My business is boring. No one this is live. No one will ever watch our content because my business is boring.
You're absolutely right. Just give up. Shut down the Facebook page. Probably close the business in general.
Yeah.
No, that's absolutely incorrect. Like Laura's pulling up some numbers or trying to right now. So we have a client that will remain nameless for just the all intents purposes. I don't want them to sue me because I use no, they wouldn't do that. We love them. They love us. But I just keep their name out of it. They are a restoration company. And so their job and their like content that you would normally gather
Like a job site.
It's not awesome. I mean, some of it times they got some like equipment set up or whatever, and you can grab that equipment and do it. But there's only so much of that you can show. It's construction or deconstruction. It's like dehumidifiers and fans and like it's.
Well, you
it's
can do
not,
like team birthdays and team. There's all different.
There's other stuff that you can do. But what I'm getting at is like their business. What the question was and what the statement was is my business is boring and no one, because you're not, and that's what I'm about to get to. You're wrong, because you have to just get out of the. You have to get out of the box. You have to get out of the box and be creative.
Yeah.
Like, how can I take what my business is and who we are and still have the ability to show it off to the world? Like, what type of content could we create? And Laura made a perfect example. Like, low-hanging fruit. Y'all hear me use that expression a lot is because I'm trying to show you how simple it can be. Like, you're probably overthinking it. But celebrating your team's birthdays, celebrating work anniversaries, yes, showing behind the scenes. Laura has watched videos of people pulling rugs out of dumpsters and cleaning them. Like what I'm getting at, and I've watched some pretty dumb stuff too, but it's like what I'm getting at is
why
like,
are you telling everybody my secret?
I mean, it's fine. It's a great example. I've used it a lot.
Therapeutic and amazing to see a rug go from nasty dirt.
But still, if you think about it in terms of like entertainment or whatever it is, it's like it's not a show, it's not a comedy, it's not any of those things. It's like it's something so simple that you were like, I'm going to sit here and watch this, and I'm going to watch more of it.
I'll give the example. So, like, with a business that's not shiny, I guess. I mean, our restoration client, we love y'all, but it's not super shiny, restoration work. I don't know. Don't hate me.
Well, I used to use on the tire shop, is I used to say it's not, tires are not cool or sexy, and people don't want to buy them.
Until you need them.
They don't want to buy them. They still don't want to buy them.
I like bigger tires on a truck.
Not usually.
Anyway.
People don't just look forward to it.
Anyway. But, so we shoot video for them, and we do funny. We turn what would be normal content into funny content. With their collaboration, of course, which is awesome. Because that gives them, they go and dig and find ideas and send them to us. Let's do this next. Let's do this, which is cool. But, for example, so I posted a reel yesterday, and this is I just looked up Facebook views. And from yesterday, this is a business page, mind you, on Facebook. They have 8,600 views since about this time yesterday on just one of their reels. And so that goes to show you.
It's an important thing there that some of you will miss is that it is already hard enough to get views on like your personal profile.
Yes.
It is a entire other hill to climb to get views on a business page.
Yeah.
Now this business page, I mean, they have a reasonable size following for who they are and what they are, but it is not as much as those views that they got. And it happened like out of the blue. It was a humorous reel. It was something that we took that
it's not necessarily too much out of the blue, just because of all the funny stuff. It does. The funny reels we post, they get more viewership than just the normal.
And we do intermix it with, because I'm one of those that, and a lot of business owners, and I can already hear some of you be like, I'm not going to become the laughing stock of Facebook, blah, blah, blah. I hear you. I hear you. I think that's why you do. We'll intermix actual jobs. We'll intermix maybe a client testimonial, and we'll intermix some of the guys talking about a job they're working or some things going on. But the ones that grow your audience and create engagement and create a shareable moment are the funny, humorous ones. Mm-hmm. And it's just because it's like people do not feel like they're being advertised to in that moment. They laugh about it and they're like, you know what, these guys are funny, and then they share it, and like you now have this increased exposure across your network that I promise you, and I do not care if you are an attorney or a pest controller, or we mentioned tires or restoration, construction. I don't care what it is that you do. You can create content around your business that people will enjoy and people will consume. Number one, you have answers to questions that they have. Mm-hmm. Because we want to assume that everything that we know how to do in our day-to-day is boring to people, but the reality is it's our day-to-day, so we think that way. But the people on the other side of a screen, they don't know those things. They don't know how an insurance quote is made. They don't know how a project goes from like flooded to dried out and insurance. And like, I'm not saying it's going to be your most engaging content, but like the views, one of the questions we tossed out for this one was, just because I have no views or little views, it means my content's not working.
Yeah.
You have no idea. and I've heard several people talk about this, is like, I could post a video that gets 100,000 views, but then I can actually gain more business off posting a video that got 100 views, because the views behind that video were more locked into what I could post something funny where people just laugh at it, and it's all these random people laughing at it thinking it's funny. But then if I post and I intermix that business video in there, it's reaching the people who, from an algorithm side, like, they want to know about ads, or they want to know about business growth and coaching and consulting, and so they watch that, and like business comes in from that. But it's a strategy that's put together that anyone watching this video could put together. I think it's just important that you sit back and go, my business can create engaging content. And yes, I'm going to encourage you that 60+% of it probably should be like humorous. I think
it's important to
it's important to put
mix
the professional stuff in there and things too. I saw there's a little trend going around, and I'll throw this out there, and I'm really just like, I'm glad to see that some people are coming around. And the caption is like, the little trend is when you hire a millennial to help with your social media, and they're sitting, it's like a law office, and so they're sitting there, and she goes, all I need you to do is this, and like the dude's old, like really old, and he goes, I just go like this, and when he claps, it turns into that little girl that's the cheerleader. She's like, we have spirit, yes we do, and it's hilarious. And these videos have thousands of views on them because it's this old dude that's getting tricked into making this kind of meme video. But it's like that little stuff. It's a law office, and it doesn't tell you anything about the law office, but this guy just probably got 6 million views that he's never had before. So it's just get outside the box. Stop being so concerned about, you cannot be concerned about growing your following on social media as a business and also like, I don't want to appear not professional. I think there's limits. I think that if you want to limit it, then sure. But I think you got to go for it.
Yeah, I agree.
We took a lot of time on that one.
Yes.
That one's important.
All right, last one.
Oh,
you ready?
Look at this.
It seems expensive.
Oh, so like to advertise or to hire somebody or whatever. Okay. I had to think about. No, you're fine. I had to think about context there. So, it is, and you should just pay it. We're trying to give simple answers now, right? Just close the podcast out. It is,
pay it.
And
Bye.
you should probably be paying. You should probably pay them double, because they're essentially the lifeblood of your business. No, the reality for me is like it has to be put into perspective. When I hear that, and we do hear that sometimes, we put proposals in front of people, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know it was that expensive." Number one, I feel like we're very affordable for what we offer. And as involved as we are in our clients' businesses, and we obviously care, like we genuinely care about our clients and want to see them be successful. I think you take the same thing that we do and you move it to another market, like locally Frisco or somewhere like that, we probably would be legitimately charging double what we charge.
Yeah.
But we're just not. We built our business in our hometown, our small town, and we love that.
Our hometown.
We love it. And so we wouldn't change a thing. But I think it has to be looked at from like the grand picture. Like, you're saying you want to grow your business. Do you really? Like, that's where my mind goes. And that's the question I have. And sometimes I'm very, very transparent with that. Is like, you cannot say that you want to grow your business and you need to increase sales and you need to increase leads, but be willing to invest in your business.
Yeah.
To me, it's not possible. Like, you can have, I've talked to businesses that have been around for 20 years, and it's like, we've grown, blah, blah, blah. And that's good. I'm excited for them. But at what, like, percentage? Well, you've had organic growth. You've had 10% year over year. Well, at a certain point, like, that 10% is only covering the cost of the increase of, like, living and the increase of fuel cost. If you're a service provider, you're actually not making any more money. You might actually be losing more money than you were just because you're making more this year. I've had this conversation with this podcast. There was a company that we were talking to that they, on the books, were making more money. They had more revenue, but they were making less money on the bottom line. And it's a certain exact scenario like this. It's like, you could see that gradual, normal, organic growth year over year, and it's just like, natural referrals or whatever. Maybe you had a little price bump that you put on them, an extra $9 a month or whatever. But then you get to the end of the year and you're like, well, look at us. We did an extra $150,000 last year. But then you look at the bottom line, you're like, we made less money this year. How the hell does that work? Well, that's exactly it. Is we don't want, if you are wanting your business to grow and to scale, then you have to put your money where your mouth is. And if you are a business doing $3 million a year and you're wanting to go to $6 million a year in the next 12 to 24 months, but you tell me I've got $250 a month in ad spend. What are you talking about? Those two things do not compute. You want to double your business. You want to add $3 million in revenue over the next 12 to 24 months, but you're not willing to put the money behind the advertisement to grow the sales team, to grow the lead source, to grow any of it.
And I think to me, if you say you have a certain goal, you want to reach X amount in 3 years or whatever it is, you sit down with those numbers and you walk it backwards.
Yep. What do I have to do?
I tell this to our girls all the time, but that's the top of the staircase. Like your end goal is the top of the staircase,
right,
and you're at the bottom or midway, whatever. But you have stairs in between that, so you have to lay that out. What does that plan look like? Well, in 6 months, we need to be doing this much, and in a year, we need to be doing this much. How do we get to that point? And what sacrifices? Sometimes in business, we all know it takes sacrificing. Are you willing to, take your lunch for a couple of days a week instead of spending $20 or $30 eating out 2-3 times a week, whatever it is. Maybe it's coffee. I know I'm probably talking to myself here because I love coffee, but maybe it's that.
Valid points. I think it's stuff that we've all heard, and we've even said it to ourselves. Mm-hmm. It's like, am I saying I want my business to grow? And is that what I actually mean?
Are you willing to make the sacrifices?
Like, do I actually want my business to grow? And I don't mean it like sarcastically, like you don't want your back. I mean, you have to sit back and really have a conversation with yourself, your leadership, your staff, or whatever. It's like, what do we really want? Do we want to be a $6 million a year company? Like the problems and the headaches and the things that are going to come along the team sizes come along that? You may absolutely go 100%. That's exactly what we want. Okay, then here's what's going to take to get there. We have to spend this much money and da-da-da-da. Like, you go line it out, exactly what you said. You work it backwards. But sometimes you need to look at it and, like, the reality of it may be like, I actually don't want that. Like, I'm making reasonably what I want to make right now, and, like, I'm just saying that because it's the natural progression. Like, I'm saying I want to go to $6 million because it's what I should be saying, but I really don't want that. And your actions are aligning with that. Like, you being hesitant to spend the money on marketing and advertising and things, it's like, sure, that checks out. So, I think that some people could benefit from, what's the name of that? They should call amplified equity is who they probably should call. I can tell you how to get. I can tell y'all how to get in touch with them.
We can actually walk you through that.
But that's y'all. Most of y'all that are watching this now are familiar with that. But that's what we are working on with amplified equity, is like sitting down with business owners and business leaders. It's not just marketing and advertising, it's all of that. It's like growth and scaling and recruiting and hiring and business process systems. It's across the board coaching and consulting to help you go from point A to point B, and what does it take to get there. So if you need help with that, hit us up. We'd love to have a conversation.
Absolutely.
But
and that's about it.
That is about it for today. I just I can't I guess elaborate on that. If you are sitting back and going, I want my business to grow, I want it to scale, there's going to be a certain level of investment. And I want to say this is why I came back to it before we just ended, is because that investment is not just monetary. That investment is going to be time. That investment is going to be focus. That investment is going to be, Laura made a great comment, that is kind of money-based, but it's across the board. Is like, you are going to have to give a different version of yourself. Like, everyone has probably heard the expression of like the version of you that it took for you to get to where you are is not the version that it'll take to take you to the next spot. Does that make sense? Like, you're going to have to, as a person, as a leader, as a boss, you're going to have to kind of evolve, and you're going to have to take yourself to that next level before you can take a business and a team to that next place.
Yep.
And so just know that. And again, it goes back to, is this what you want? And you have to make that determination if like it truly is. But you are going to have to, across the board, there's going to be deposits that have to be made. There's going to be a deposit you have to make in yourself, in your business, in your team. Along the way, marketing is going to be expensive. Advertising is going to be expensive. But at the end of the day, if you are putting in $1,000 and it is bringing you back $5,000, how many times do you want to put $1,000 into that machine? The only right answer is as many times as I possibly can.
And I'll say, like, $1,000 seems like a lot of money until you see the the fruits of that labor.
Yeah.
Because you get 5,000 back, you'd be willing to spend 1,000.
And to be honest with you,
over and over.
1 in and 5 back that's not even an incredible amount of success, in my opinion, from like a marketing standpoint, from an ad running person. We're looking for 10 to 1, 17 to 1, 23 to 1. Like, that's what we're ultimately looking for. Put in $1 and get $23 back. That's what we're ultimately looking for our clients. And then there's a lot of them that they take that journey, and we find out, we crack that code. We figure out what works in a combination of SEO and ads and Google and local service ads. Like, we figure out what works. And there's a bit of, it takes time. We're trying to figure that out for them. And you should not, in my opinion, you should not be able to overnight turn on a single ad and go, for every $1,000 I put in, I generate $23,000. Because if it was that simple, everybody would be doing it, and I wouldn't have a job because it's that simple. No, it takes like dedication, it takes expertise, it takes a bit of wizardry is what I like to say.
Yeah.
We are, we are not rocket scientists, but there is a science to running ads. That's an expression that I use a lot. And sometimes, just like with any other science, there's an experimentation. Like, we've got to figure out what works, put it together. So this was an awesome podcast. I enjoyed this. This was very different. High five to Laura. I'm still driving, so I have to focus. But this was a great idea. I think we'll do this more, just because it gives you perspective into what we deal with. But we love it. It also answers questions. It also answers questions. So thank you, ma'am, for being with us again today. I look forward to doing more of these.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, that is an HR violation. We'll have to deal with that on another episode. See y'all next time.
Bye.